In the intricate web of personalities that make up the human experience, few are as complex, intuitive, and deeply driven as the INFJ. Often described as the counselors or the advocates, INFJs don't simply navigate life. They seek to understand it, transform it, and leave it better than they found it. This pursuit of meaning extends far beyond their personal lives and into the heart of their careers. For an INFJ, work is never just about a paycheck, a title, or climbing the corporate ladder. It's about something far more profound: purpose. INFJs crave work that aligns with their values, that allows them to contribute meaningfully, and that feels like an extension of their soul. They don't just want to be employed, they want to matter. But this relentless pursuit of purpose is both a gift and a struggle. In a world that often prioritizes efficiency over empathy, profit over passion, and competition over collaboration, INFJs frequently find themselves at odds with the traditional workforce. They may feel out of place in rigid corporate environments, stifled by meaningless tasks, or drained by office politics and surface-level interactions. Their deep insights and unconventional thinking can be overlooked or misunderstood, leaving them questioning whether they will ever find a career that truly fits. Yet, despite these challenges, INFJs are not ones to settle. Their quiet resilience and unwavering belief in a better world push them to seek out roles where they can connect, create, and contribute in ways that feel authentic to them. Whether it's through counseling, writing, teaching, advocacy, or entrepreneurship, INFJs thrive when they can merge their ideals with their work. In the next few minutes, we'll explore the strengths that INFJs bring to the workplace, the struggles they often face, and how they can carve out a path that honors both their vision and their well-being. But before we dive deep, I want to ask you, do you find purpose in your work, or is it simply a means to an end? Have you ever felt like you were meant for something more but couldn't quite define what that is? If this resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What has been your biggest struggle in finding meaningful work? How have you navigated the challenges of being an INFJ in the workplace? Let us start a conversation, because your story might just inspire someone else who feels the same way. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into the INFJ mind. Together, we'll uncover what it truly means to create a life and career that aligns with who you are. Let's start. The INFJ's deep commitment to purpose. INFJs are not just employees. They are visionaries and idealists who seek work that aligns with their values. They thrive in roles that uplift others, advocate for justice, and inspire transformation. Whether through counseling, writing, teaching, or advocacy, INFJs flourish when they merge their ideals with their work. Their deep emotional investment can be both a gift and a challenge. If an INFJ finds themselves in a toxic, uninspiring, or morally conflicting environment, they may struggle with burnout and disillusionment. Choosing a career aligned with their values is crucial for their fulfillment. Ideal work environments for INFJs. INFJs thrive in workplaces that encourage reflection, collaboration, and deep thinking. They excel in roles that allow them to develop meaningful connections, work toward long-term positive impact, engage in creative problem-solving. However, they may struggle in cutthroat, high-pressure environments, rigid corporate structures lacking emotional depth, roles that prioritize profit over purpose. For INFJs, the workplace is not just about tasks, it's about aligning with a greater mission. INFJs as leaders. Though INFJs don't always seek leadership, their authenticity and vision often position them as quiet influencers. They lead by integrity, staying true to their values; empathy, understanding and supporting their team; visionary thinking, focusing on long-term impact; inspiration, encouraging others to grow and align their work with purpose. However, INFJs may struggle in leadership roles requiring rapid decisions or aggressive tactics. They must balance their emotional investment with self-care to avoid burnout. Have you found yourself leading even when you didn't intend to? Share your experiences in the comments. Top careers for the INFJ. Finding purpose in work. INFJs are not driven by money, power, or prestige in their careers. Instead, they seek purpose, meaning, and alignment with their deeply held values. They long for work that allows them to help others, create lasting change, and contribute to something greater than themselves. For an INFJ, a job is not just a means to an end. It is an extension of their identity and mission in life. When placed in a career that resonates with them, they flourish, using their empathy, insight, and vision to make a tangible difference. However, if they find themselves in work that feels meaningless, unethical, or overly transactional, they can quickly become drained, disengaged, and even disillusioned. So, where do INFJs thrive the most? Let's explore their best career paths, why these careers suit them, and what challenges they might face. 1. Healthcare and mental health professions. Counseling, therapy, psychology, psychiatry, nursing, medicine. INFJs excel in healing professions because they are deeply empathetic, intuitive, and driven to help others. They don't just treat symptoms, they aim to understand the whole person, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Their ability to listen, connect deeply, and provide emotional support makes them exceptional therapists, counselors, and psychologists. Why it fits. INFJs naturally absorb emotions and understand the unspoken struggles of others. They are insightful problem solvers, making them great at helping people heal and grow. They find meaning in helping others overcome trauma and find their inner strength. Challenges. Emotional exhaustion from constantly absorbing others' pain. Struggling with setting emotional boundaries to avoid burnout. INFJs dislike rigid bureaucracy, often found in healthcare systems. How to thrive. Prioritize self-care and emotional boundaries. Work in settings that allow for one-on-one deep connections rather than fast-paced, high-stress environments. Consider private practice for more autonomy and flexibility. To education and academia. Teachers, professors, educational counselors, special education, writers in academia. INFJs are natural educators, not just because they enjoy teaching, but because they see education as a transformative force. They don't just want to pass on knowledge, they want to shape minds, inspire change, and nurture potential. Why it fits. They find deep fulfillment in mentoring students and helping them grow intellectually and emotionally. They enjoy sharing wisdom, guiding others, and shaping the next generation. They thrive in one-on-one teaching environments where they can build meaningful relationships. Challenges. Large class sizes can make INFJs feel overwhelmed and disconnected. They may become emotionally invested in struggling students, leading to burnout. The bureaucratic side of education, testing, grading, rigid curriculums, can feel stifling. How to thrive. Teach in smaller class settings, private schools, college, tutoring. Focus on mentorship and one-on-one interactions. Work in alternative education settings that value creativity and emotional intelligence. 3. Social work and humanitarian fields. Social workers, nonprofit leaders, human rights advocates, religious leaders, coaches. INFJs are driven by a deep need to help others, and social services provide the perfect outlet for their compassion, sense of justice, and visionary thinking. They aren't afraid to challenge broken systems and fight for those who can to fight for themselves. Why it fits. INFJs thrive in advocacy roles where they can protect the vulnerable and challenge injustice. They have an innate ability to listen, counsel, and guide. They find purpose in work that involves helping communities heal and thrive. Challenges. Systemic barriers can make change feel slow and frustrating. Over-involvement in others' struggles can lead to emotional exhaustion. INFJs often struggle with setting limits on their emotional investment. How to thrive. Choose roles where they can directly impact lives, e.g., individual casework rather than large bureaucratic roles. Focus on long-term impact rather than getting discouraged by slow progress. Engage in self-care and emotional resilience training. 4. Creative and artistic professions. Writers, poets, filmmakers, artists, designers, musicians. INFJs are natural storytellers and often use art to process emotions, express their vision, and communicate deep truths. Through writing, filmmaking, or visual arts, They give voice to ideas and emotions that others struggle to articulate. Why it fits. INFJs see art as a tool for change, healing, and self-expression. They prefer deep, meaningful work over commercial success. They love storytelling, metaphors, and expressing the human condition. Challenges. Self-doubt and perfectionism can prevent them from sharing their work. The instability of creative careers can be stressful. They may struggle with marketing themselves in a competitive industry. How to thrive. Choose projects that align with their values and inner vision. Develop healthy creative habits and self-discipline. Build a supportive creative community to overcome isolation. The INFJ's journey at work is not always easy. They may find themselves in environments that don't always understand their need for deep meaning and purpose. But at the heart of every challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to align their work with their values and, ultimately, to change the world for the better. For those of us who walk in the shoes of the INFJ, it is important to remember that we do not need to conform to conventional standards of success. We are the architects of our own journey, and when we find that one job, that one place where our hearts and values align with our professional endeavors, that's where we can truly make our mark. As you reflect on your own career path, ask yourself, is your work fulfilling the deeper purpose of your life? If not, perhaps it's time to take a step back, reevaluate, and discover a career that truly speaks to your soul.